They say if you do this, if you rub your hands together enough, you attract money. It's like a money attraction energy. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. It's your boy D, and this is D's Daily DD. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Remember, I want to start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Don't take it like that. Don't take it for that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm basically just a teacher and a reporter, right? I'm just here to give you some information, some public information, and you have to do your own research, to make your own decisions with your money and so on. Right, so always understand that this is never financial advice. I just got a few things I want to talk about today. It's basically going to be like three major things. It does have to do with AMC, it has to do with the overall economy, and it has to do with what I think is about to happen and how I think Adam Aaron has a trick up his, sleeve. Um, First off, let me start off with this, that like you have to understand the stock market is kind of like life. There's good times, there's bad times, there's amazing times, there's low times. It's unpredictable. Anything can happen. You have to take that into account if you're going to be invested in the stock market. It's good to have this knowledge and this opportunity because dreams do come true in the stock market and dreams get crushed in the stock market. All right, but what you have to realize is that this is the time when your diamond hands are formed, right? It's you don't just come in here and automatically have diamond hands. This is the pressure that it takes in order to form those diamond hands. In my opinion, that's the way I'm looking at it. So, this is how I'm trying to explain it to y'all, that, AMC and the stock market is under a lot of pressure right now. And it's showing, right, in a lot of stock prices. I mean, I have seen multiple companies lose 50, 60, 70% of their valuation and their all-time highs because of what's happened, the past year. I mean, it's been kind of bearish news, right? We've had little rallies in the market. Of course, that's just natural. But it doesn't last forever. The same way that the bull market didn't last forever, the bear market is not going to last forever. And I still think we are under, we're still in for some pain, but the pressure, these are the times that, when you make your money, you're going to look back and be like, man, I remember how I felt. I remember the pressure. I remember the fear, all that stuff, right? You will always remember that. And that's what the experience brings. I can tell there is some people that are frustrated. I can tell there's some people that don't care. I can tell some people that are bullish, right, as far as AMC squeezing and making money. Um, but the media is just going to try to paint it the worst that it can. Okay, but the fact that AMC paid off, some debt, that's bigger to me than you guys probably think. I mean, I think this is huge, not because of the amount that they paid off, but because a lot of the short sellers, a lot of the thesis was like, oh, they're gonna go bankrupt within the next year, the next 2 years. Okay, and guess what? AMC's still here. The investors are still here, and this is the diamonds, and this is the pressure, right? Because coals turn into diamonds under pressure. So we are the coals. These hands were coals, and they're turning into diamonds because of the pressure that has been put on upon us. I'm not really going to show you data or charts or numbers today. I'm just going to talk about some information, and I'll put some screenshots up on the screen so you guys can try to understand. And I'm just going to try to make this a quick video. I really just want to jump in here and talk to you guys for a little bit. Okay, so next is going to be the bank news, and let me pull up some things here. So let me start off with Credit Suisse. I've been talking about how it seems like they're in trouble, they're having liquidity issues and so on. So Credit Suisse is I believe it's their CEO or like one of the big corporate executives that is in charge is set to leave the bank after the overhaul that happens. So he already put in his notice that he will not be part of the company, after the news, after the earnings, because they got earnings coming up in like 2 weeks, I think. And he said, he's taking off after that. Also, they recently had to pay around $495 million as far as you know things that they did back in 2008, 2009, in that crisis with mortgage-backed securities, and they were fined $495 million. And that's what they settled with U.S. prosecutors. And just putting the pieces together, they ended up selling a hotel, a high-end hotel. I think it's called Savvy. Savoy, or something like that. They ended up, selling it for $400 million, and then they had to pay the $495 million. So they probably had to come up with a little bit of their own money too, and they paid that. So that's a lot of money. They were tied to what's it called, Archegos, and so they took a hit when that hedge fund lost the 5 billion. Sorry, and I had lunch right now. But yeah, they had to pay a lot of money, right? And they're it seems like they're having to restructure really fast, and a lot of things can happen in that meantime too. Things can go wrong, things can go not according to plan, and I still truly wonder if they close out their GameStop positions. But they, who knows? They might have transferred them, just like Melvin, right? We never found out if they really truly closed their GameStop short positions as far as Melvin Capital. And next, we got breaking news, right? This is actually from October 18th. Saying breaking news: Goldman Sachs has reported a 43% drop in third quarter profits as it's overhauled its organizational structure in an effort to buy the bank's stagnating stock market valuation. So I don't know, but to me, if you're losing 43% in third quarter profits, that's not good, right? That's a big chunk. That's a big hit. Next, Wells Fargo is actually in the headlines today. Here's what's the Wells Fargo cross-selling scandal means for the bank's growth. Had a little more info on it. The U.S. government has determined that Wells Fargo executives created conditions that produce mass-scale fraudulent activities in 2010s. The bank growth is capped just under $2 trillion on orders from the Federal Reserve. So they're capped, right? And then the cross-selling scandal at Wells Fargo is a notorious example of the power of American banks, according to legal scholars. So even stuff that happened back in 2008, 2010, there's the SEC, the government, they're still finding people, they're still investigating, they're still, taking action on what happened way back then, right? So the government seems to move at a slower pace than we'd like. So yeah, that's all I got for that. Oh no, one more thing. So yesterday, Justin, 1.7 trillion asset manager, Deutsche Bank headquarters raided by German authorities in tax investigation. So there's just a lot of investigations going on, a lot of action being taken upon to search, to see what really has gone on. And yeah, that's the bank news, right? I mean, I believe that AMC can squeeze if the market crashes because it's so highly shorted that they would have to sell their long assets, the short sellers, or they could get margin call or auto liquidated if they do not come up with the margin call, right? And that money, and because they deal with margin and managing that as well. Okay, and the last thing here, just to sum this video up, like I said, I just want to check in, pop in real quick. Shout out to the subscribers. I appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all. Adam Aaron, I still think he has a trick up his sleeve, and I think that it has something to do with Hycroft Mining, and it has something to do with the Ape shares, because we haven't gotten official news on what's going on with the Ape shares. And not that he has to tell us everything day to day. He does have the company to run. He has a lot of pressure himself, right, from both sides, from the legal side, from the retail side, from the shorts, the hedge funds. Like, he has to balance and handle a lot of things. So I still think, this is pretty much guaranteed that we're going to get news within the next 1 to 3 weeks. And it's going to have to do with either the gold mine or the raising of money or the offering. I think it's going to have to do with something like that. So I'm going to continue to hold. I believe this can trigger some crazy price action, because that's what's happened in the past. I've explained it in my past videos, how when they do offerings and they raise money, and they complete the offering, usually the stock price tends to react. And yeah, there's still a bunch of FTDs. Let's go over this FTD picture real quick. Alone, right on AMC on 9/28/22, there was 2.1 million FTDs worth $16.1 million, and the T plus 35 day is 11/2/2022. So we have, mentioned it to Adam. He's mentioned it. So about the FTDs being, out of control. I'm sure he's going to talk about it in the earnings call. As of right now, I think, from what I saw, the earnings call is going to be on November 7th. So that's why I think these next couple weeks are crucial, and we are going to get some important information from AMC, the company, from Adam Aaron, maybe a tweet. I know people got their NFTs yesterday. So that's what I'm paying attention to. That's the data I'm analyzing, guys. To me, it's still the same short squeeze play. There's still high short interest. Retail is holding. I know it's taking a lot longer than we expected, than we wanted to, but this is the pressure where the diamonds form. This is what it takes. Nobody said it was just going to be that easy. Everybody would think, right, that, oh yeah, we're just going to come in and squeeze these guys within a week or two. But no, I mean, they make strategic moves, the hedge fund managers and also on the ones managing the money, the lenders, all the banks and the DTCC, right? There's so many components. But there's things that can happen that no one can predict, that no one can foresee, and then amazing, things happen, and then we see what happens after that. But yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. That's the data. That's what I'm paying attention to. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day and you're just chilling, and patiently waiting. That's the way I'm hanging in here. I'm just patiently waiting for some news, especially like I said, from Madam Aaron, AMC, the completion of the shares being sold, them raising money, or if they found more gold in the mine that they invested in. Who knows? Okay, guys. So catch you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great day.